Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, and I just got out of the mental hospital for the third time this month. I have been hiding from the world for a very long time. I have borderline personality disorder, as well as generalized anxiety disorder, panic attacks, PTSD, and dissociative identity disorder, which was commonly referred to as multiple personalities. I am pretty nervous about posting this, but I guess I am really craving some kind of connection to the world. And maybe this is the time finally, being as a lot of people are not going out as much. There's many places that are closed due to COVID. I guess I want to be of some kind of assistance to the world, knowing that although I do suffer from a lot of mental illness labels, I am an intelligent person and I am a very passionate person. It's part of being borderline is that we have feelings that are very, very intense. So when I love somebody, I love them forever, no matter what, for the rest of my life. And there's no questioning it. When I decide I love somebody, I love them forever, no matter what they do. It can be a fault, but it also can be a strength. It means that I never give up, no matter what. But also, if I feel a negative emotion, I feel that negative emotion very, very intensely. My emotions rule my world. They are just, I guess, what I am. I do also lack a sense of self. When I look in the mirror, I see my family because genetically that is my makeup. I see my dad, my brother, and when I take off my shoes, I look at my feet, I see my mother. When I am speaking, I hear my mother. Although our voices are slightly different, I feel as if I have her voice. I don't really know who or what I am. And the anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD, all of that, it has really, really wrecked my life. I take medications, and I'm actually pretty good at taking my medications. But I also have a great desire to self-medicate, being as any medications for the mental illness, generally medications are not really the answer for people with BPD, with borderline. People like us need intensive therapy, CBT, and DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. I've gone through all those. 6 weeks inpatient, or 6 week outpatient, full time, 5 days a week, 4 hours, maybe 6 hours it was, I can't remember, every day. So I've done that twice, and I've had about 10 inpatient stays in the hospital since I was 16. So most of my hospitalizations were all in my 20s. I am now 33, or no, I might be 32. I was born in 1989 in July. In any case, birthdays start not making any difference. It's just a number. Mentally, I do feel like I am probably in my early 20s, although physically I am 32, 33. I know, especially since COVID, everybody's online. Everybody is also hesitant to go out, right? And a lot of these places out here are closed. So now the world has become sort of like me. About the past year and a half, I've been very, very afraid to leave my apartment. I just have this idea in the back of my head that anything can happen and anything might. And it makes me nervous to do anything. As long as my husband is with me, then I can usually get through it. And that's because he is the absolute most amazing person in the world. The strange thing is I can talk about what's wrong with me, and I'm aware of it, and I'm aware that it is called a disorder, but I'm not able to stop thinking this way. The way borderline personality manifests itself is through very extreme changes in your mood. Within 1 hour, you can be extremely happy, extremely sad, and extremely angry, all in 1 hour. It's exhausting. And like I said, I'm on medications, but all they really do is slow me down. Sometimes I'll forget things. I get tired. I'm very tired all day, every day, just exhausted. And I don't even do much of anything anymore. There's a lot about me, but at the same time, I feel as if I'm nothing. So it's very difficult to explain how the brain of somebody with my problems works. But there has been a lot of things online now, recently especially, trying to destigmatize mental illness. I've always seen this as my weakness, of course. I feel as if I am weak. I do tell myself, just deal with it. Toughen up. Woman up. Like how men are told, yeah, man up. Well, woman up. Just deal with it. You can just shut up, Sarah. stop thinking so much. You already know what to do and how to do it. Why aren't you just doing it? Why can't you get a job? Why can't you think clearly? Why do you need medication? Why do you keep doing yourself harm? That is another form of, another part of the disorder is self-harm. If you haven't noticed, I have scars all over my body. It's not something I'm proud of, but I guess it's something that I'm trying to get out there in order to maybe connect with other people on a psychological level, let them know they're not alone. Maybe in return, it might help me. I have no self-preservation mechanism in me. I really have survived this long because, well, I'll bring myself to the point of this is life or death situation. And I put myself there because of another aspect of borderline personality, which is being extremely impulsive. So my impulsive choices will lead me to these points of life or death. It is life or death. And there's no other option. So I have chosen death in the past, and I have many times chosen life. But all the decisions that I make up to that point are self-harming, self-hating, impulsive, destructive, very, very, very destructive. I am the most self-destructive person I know, and I don't know why. Because logically, listen to this, are we not being disrespectful to those who love us by hurting ourselves, right? Because if we are hurting ourselves, we are not respecting their love for us. I know this, but I can't stop myself. It has slowed down a lot. Yes, it has. But I'm still struggling with it now in my 30s. I thought I would be over this, but it's not that easy. I do have much more moments of lucidity. I have much more clarity now, and I'm finally implementing the things that I've learned in inpatient therapy and outpatient IOP, intensive outpatient therapy. But like I said, my brain is still wired wrong. So another aspect of borderline, I touched on it a few minutes ago, but it is that we usually have one or a few, but usually one person that we basically exalt as the most amazing thing in the universe. And we really hold on to that. And the idea that my person, which is my husband, the idea that he might not be the most amazing person in the world, that there is many more people out there that I could maybe just love just as much, that's insane to me. That's like saying love doesn't exist. I decided I was going to love this man until the day I die. Therefore, I'm going to. There's no what ifs or maybe or if this or if that. No. And I, as my brother would say, I have this thing where I do a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy type things where I'm another thing about BPD is we fear abandonment. That fear has actually subsided over the years. But the thing that we will do to ourselves is I fear that they will leave me, therefore I'll leave them first before they leave me. So I don't have to feel the pain of that. See, everything we do is in order to avoid the intense emotions. So we will self-medicate. I'm a big self-medicator. I do. Or I have. Just recently I moved to Wisconsin from Illinois. We've always wanted to move here. I got out of the mental hospital for the third time, right? So I'm just taking my psych meds, which, by the way, are really for people with chemical imbalances. I don't have a chemical imbalance, really. It's a personality disorder. It's how my brain is wired. So these medications, they really just cause me side effects, and they cause me, for my neurological disorder, my tremor. So if I hold the camera and I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can, but I know I'm shaking. So it's something I just got from my mom. She has it as well, but mine is it's kind of even worse than hers because of the side effects of the medications. I take duloxetine, gabapentin, which they use that stuff for everything. Everyone's on gabapentin. Everyone gets gabapentin for whatever the hell's wrong with them. They throw it at them. Really, I use it because I have seizures. So I've had 6 seizures in the past 2 years. Not drug induced. I had my first seizure at my parents' house. Just woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I collapsed on the floor, and the upper half of my body flung forward and smashed my forehead into the ground, and I blacked out for a second. I didn't know it was a seizure until I had another seizure while driving with a friend, and the friend explained to me that I went into a seizure. She explained how it looked and everything. My lips turned blue. I was convulsing very severely. She said froth from my mouth. So I wasn't breathing. My lips turned blue. And it was a few minutes of that. And then I had another seizure with another friend, and then a couple in front of my husband. Those aren't really that bad though. I just feel kind of tired for a split second, and then I black out, and then I come to. So I have no idea how it looks or feels. I still don't. I don't want to see what a seizure looks like. From what I hear, I do have grand mal seizures, some pretty intense ones. So in any case, that's what my gabapentin is for. And it just makes me a little tired, which is not helpful because I'm exhausted all the time. So I take the gabapentin, the duloxetine, which is Celexa. That I was put on because the doctors just don't know what to give me, really. It's they think I have depression, they think I have bipolar, they think I have, so they gave it to me because really it is also used for chronic pain, fibromyalgia, which is another thing that I have, which I don't know why I have all of these problems. It's so annoying. It's really, really aggravating to live like this. Just constantly trying to maintenance myself. It's truly exhausting. And I just don't have the mental capacity right now to get out there and get a job, go to school, get a career. I was already supposed to have done all that. I mean, yeah, I went to beauty school. Let me back it up. At 18 years old, I had a child. His name is Daniel, and he's turning 13 this July. 13 years old. My parents raised him. I did not. He does not have a biological father. Technically he does, but really he doesn't. My husband has been there for him. He's been with me for 11 years, about 10 or 11 years. So my son was a couple years old. Maybe he was 3 when I got with my husband. So yes, at one point my son did think that Victor, my husband, was his biological father, because I asked him who he thinks it is. Since he doesn't live with me, he lives with my dad and my mom. He calls them mom and dad. And I asked him, hey Dan, do you know why you call dad your dad when he's really my dad? And who do you think your biological dad is? Because he knows what biological means. It means he came from my body, but his mom and dad are different. And he looked at me like I was stupid and said, Victor. And I said, I couldn't lie to him. I told him, well, no, Victor is not your biological father, but he loves you and he'll always be there for you, just like dad. And he didn't ask anything after that. So he seems okay with the situation. I'm hoping he is. So there's the introduction to me and my life. And I have never been on social media like this. I don't really get into social media stuff. But it's just really time that I get myself out there. Try to connect with other people with similar problems. And hopefully in documenting my daily struggle, I could possibly help others and help myself. So hopefully this uploads and I get positive feedback. If it's a big failure, I'm probably just going to delete this and pretend it never happened. But if this resonates with anybody out there, I will be checking in once a day, every day, and giving you a day in the life of somebody with borderline personality and the other issues that I struggle with. So, everybody, I hope that you're staying healthy. I hope that you're making smart decisions, and I hope that you are all helping each other and doing something kind for one another every day. Have a wonderful rest of your day.